Hi everyone, my name is Ronald Bautista. Today, thank you for joining us at Portada Lat. And today we have with us Andres Franklin. He's the commercial director at Latin America for Sojern. And he's actually one of our speakers for Portada Lat conference that we'll have in Miami on June 8th and 9th. Welcome, Andres. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. We're very excited to have you at the conference, and we wanted to go over some questions so that our audience can identify different, get some different information, some different content that they will know that they will see at the conference as well from you. Let's start with what fascinates you the most about Latin America travel industry.
Sure. Well, actually, a lot of things fascinate me, but the thing that fascinates me the most, actually, is that when we talk about Latin America, when we talk about a region, right? It's pretty normal to do that. We talk about Asia as a region, Europe as a region, but Latin America is 20 different countries, and that's not what's fascinating. What's fascinating is that there are very different seasons. Like when it's summer in Mexico, it's winter in Argentina, Chile, and large parts of Brazil. Different school years. And in travel, that's a really important variable because a lot of families take trips when the kids are out of school. It'll determine the type of vacation you're going to take, right? If it's winter, you might want to go to a beach vacation. If it's summer, you might not want to travel, or you might want to go to a winter place if you're a skier. So to me, that's actually highly overlooked and highly important because, again, we think of Latin America, we like to think in regions, in the business world and in the travel world. But those two variables, or that one variable, actually, the different seasons, really affect the different patterns in different countries.
And when marketing travel services to Latin America consumers, what is the difference comparing it to the U.S. consumer?
Sure. I would say that from my point of view, the biggest difference I find is that there's a much larger focus in Latin America around discounts and sales. I think that the Latin American consumer, and again, we're generalizing, right, reacts a lot more to discounts, is a lot more, say, attuned to discounts, and brands know that. Brands are very aware of that. Volaris has an annual anniversary sale on their anniversary of when they were founded as a company. They have tarifas negras. Travel during their equivalent of Black Friday in November is a big selling vertical. And they even have a second, in Mexico, for example, they have even a second kind of massive sale weekend where everything from retail to car to travel also goes on sale, called El Buen Fin is their Black Friday, and then the one coming up is called Hot Sale. So overall, I think it's that kind of tendency to shop for discounts, and it's out in the open.
Great. And U.S. citizens' annual travel to Latin America and the Caribbean dwarfs other destinations, right? Like Asia and Europe. Why do you think that is?
I actually don't agree with that.
Okay, great.
It was interesting. I read the question and I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how to interpret that one because my understanding, and just from reading in the Department of Commerce's website, about 40% of international travel from the U.S. is to Mexico, and another 6% is to Central and South America. So actually, U.S. travel to Latin America, if we combine Mexico and Latin America, at least as my understanding has gone, and I double checked the numbers, is a lot bigger than to Europe. I think a little bit that might have to do with Mexican residents, Latin American residents or descendants living in the U.S., traveling to see their families, whether it's from the U.S. or to the U.S. And secondly, Cancun. Cancun is a huge pull for U.S. vacationers. Mexico in general, but within Mexico, Cancun's all-inclusive hotels are a significant pull from the tourism share. So from my perspective, actually, it's the other way around.
So from your perspective, what do you think? Who do you think then is bigger than the other? Which one is bigger than the other?
Oh, I think Latin America is bigger than practically almost all the regions pulled together.
So U.S. citizens' annual travel towards Latin America is a lot bigger than Europe and Asia.
Correct.
Yeah, great. And so going on that, why do you think that happens? You mentioned it was the because maybe that connection with Hispanics, right, in the U.S. What else do you think that might be?
Yeah, well, one, there's proximity, right? And again, if you count Mexico within Latin America, and I think we should, although we often say Mexico and Latin America, I really think that's because of more of a geographic thing. Mexico is technically North America. But travel from the U.S. to Mexico and Latin America, think of the proximity between the U.S. and Mexico. Not just Cancun, but pretty much every other major airport in Mexico. If we think of travel and include business travel in there, there are huge business ties between the U.S. and Mexico. Guadalajara, Monterrey, Mexico City are huge industrial cities, commerce cities. So it's a lot closer. It's a shorter flight, whether it's a business travel or vacation. I think that's kind of a first one. Just the ease of business between the two countries. The population, remember the number exactly, but there's between 35 and 40 million Mexican Americans in the United States. So a lot of reasons.
Great. And why are you looking forward to Portalat conference that we'll be having in Miami on June 8th and 9th?
I'm looking forward to it a lot. I've been to it before. I look forward to learning. I think it's a great platform for kind of catching up and getting a pulse from advertisers, platforms, providers, everyone on what are the trends in the region. And I'm also looking forward to connecting with old friends and making new friends. That's always a fun part of it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to hearing your presentation and also that you'll be networking with a lot of the different guests during that day in the conference. So thank you so much, Andres, and we hope to see you soon at the conference.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.